Hi folks, Bill Schmoker here for Polar Trek and the International Continental Shelf Survey. I'm here in my classroom in Boulder, Colorado, a week before I leave for Alaska. And while I'm getting really excited about the trip and all the new things I'll see and learn, I'm bummed that for the first time in 18 years of teaching here at Centennial, I'll miss the beginning of school. So I'm taping this message for my students to say, welcome to science class this year. I'll be back in early September and I can't wait to meet and get to know you all. In the meantime, you'll be getting expert instruction and doing all the regular curriculum that I'd otherwise be teaching. So get off to a great start and lay a strong foundation for the rest of our year. Meanwhile, I'll be contributing to class with daily updates from the Arctic whenever possible, so keep up with me online. To help, I've made a student journal for you to record your thoughts and questions as the expedition is underway. By the way, if you aren't at Centennial Middle School and would like a copy, here's a download link. This is a really important assignment, so take good care of your copy. But I hope you'll have fun with it and not only learn a ton, but also come up with questions for me that I can answer from the ship or when I get back from Alaska. Let's briefly go over the main parts of this student journal assignment so you'll know what I'm expecting from you when I return. First, I suggest hole punching your journal so you can snap it into your 3-ring science binder to avoid losing it. Just put it all the way in and you're good to go. Now I'll just pop it up on the document camera and we can look at what's in it together. Okay, the cover has some important things to note. First, like with everything, put your name on your journal. That way when we grade it, we know who to give the credit to, and if you leave it behind, we'll know who to get it back to, so make sure your name is on it. You'll also see a picture of the Healy, and you can label some of the major parts of the ship if you want from my talk on ship terminology. You'll also notice a link to my Polar Trek expedition page here. That way if you go home over the weekend you can check it out, and I really hope you'll share it with friends and family who you think might be interested in the expedition. If we flip to the inside front cover, you'll see some more information about the Healy. And then we've got our Arctic region map. If you haven't seen the video about the Arctic yet, link back to that journal entry where I review 2 commonly used definitions of the Arctic. And in that, I've highlighted the Arctic Circle in orange and the 10 degrees Celsius isotherm in pink. I've also come in and outlined Alaska just so it makes it a little easier to see. Note that the map is unusual because the North Pole is right in the center of the map. It's not up like it is on most maps that we're used to looking at. So that means that north is going in towards the middle of this map and south is going outwards in any direction from the center of the map. East is going counterclockwise, and west would be going clockwise on this map. Now, if that seems confusing, just keep in mind that the maps we use are flat representations of a spherical world. And on most of our map projections with north facing up, it's as though we are looking at the Earth with the North Pole straight at the top. But on our map, we're looking at it straight down at the North Pole. And from anywhere on the spherical Earth, if you walk towards the North Pole, you're going north. And if you're at the North Pole on the Earth, any direction you head from there will be south. Anywhere you go counterclockwise is heading east, and anywhere you go clockwise is heading west. And I'll just show you North America again. So if I'm heading west on a normal projection with north up, the North Pole is looking at you going west is clockwise. The last thing I'll point out for now is our starting point, Dutch Harbor. Dutch, as it's known, is on Unalaska Island, which is in the Aleutian Island chain just beyond the Alaskan Peninsula. You may have heard of Dutch Harbor if you've watched the show Deadliest Catch. On our map, it's right above the U in Aleutian. And you can just put a little dot or a little star there. And we can write that in too. I'll be getting on board the Healy in Dutch Harbor on August 1st, and we will be sailing north out of Dutch Harbor on August 2nd. Let's leave the map behind for now, and we'll come back to it in some later journals. So flipping the page again, we come to a summary of nautical terms that are often used aboard a ship. This would be one place to look up new vocabulary if you hear or see something on my journal about a ship that you haven't heard of before. And then we get to the filler pages, and most of the book is made of the same filler page. And on each filler page, you can pick a journal entry, note the date. I'll include our speed and our course and our location, and I'll try to have a weather summary for you. Try to pick out the theme of the day's journal, and there might be a few, but you can summarize those here. But most importantly, summarize in a few sentences what you learned from that day's journal. And also, very important, think of a question or two that you have from the journal entry, and you can record that right here. I'm hoping you'll be able to pick out a new vocabulary word or two, and you can define those either based on the context of the journal entry, or you can look those up. And then at the end of journal entry, see if I've posted a special feature. It may be a question, it may be a task for you to do, it may be just something for you to figure out, and this is a place where you can record that. Now, if you run out of these special filler pages, just make some new ones on your own notebook paper, and you can staple those onto your journal when you're done. When you get to the back, there's a couple of pages for you to summarize all of your new vocabulary words from those journal entries. For example, maybe somewhere along the line, I'll use the word bathymetry. You can just jot it down and write your own short definition in your own words. I would consider bathymetry to be the study of the sea floor. So it's as simple as that. And then on the very back, we've got a page to list sightings. It might be animal sightings, oceanographic phenomena, geology, meteorology, cultural sightings, really anything special that we see as we go. You can put in the date, where we were when we saw it, and then a little details about the sighting. For example, maybe we see a humpback whale as we leave Dutch Harbor. If so, you could just jot in humpback whale. And maybe it's as we leave on August 2nd, and it's in Dutch Harbor. If there's no specific location name, you can just use the latitude and longitude. So again, I wish all of you a fantastic start to the school year. And while I'm confident that I'll be having a great Arctic experience as you view this, I also wish I could be back here in Boulder with you today. But until then, do a great job, learn a lot, and I'll see you soon. That's all for now.